Good morning. I have this topic that I really wanted to talk about because I was on a flight 2 days ago and I saw two people actually. One, I would say, was in my age, so I'm in my mid 40s, and another person who was a little bit older, maybe close to 60. And both of these persons had carry-on luggage and had very much difficulties to put their carry-on luggage into the overhead compartment. For one reason, they completely overpacked, so that carry-on hardshell luggage was kind of bulking out. But more importantly, also they were not in a physical condition. I'm not saying that they were injured or anything, but they were just not as either strong enough or like bendy enough to get it up into the overhead compartment. And a couple of weeks ago or days ago, I saw this video where someone was kind of saying not being fit or slash capable is very egoistic and very not considerate, and specifically to your family. And that really got me thinking. And I really want to emphasize I'm not making this like a gym bro or fitness kind of channel, but I do like to not necessarily stay in shape, but I really got this adjective staying capable the older you get. And since I would say since I was 39, I really started to focus a little bit more on training, but not necessarily because I ever wanted to be fit and capable, but rather I did a lot of martial arts. And 4 or 5 years ago, I started Muay Thai, and before that, I always did martial arts, and it was always for the reason that I wanted to be able to defend myself. Because as a kid, I did get beaten up quite a few times and was a victim of racism, but also of some bullying. And so I really wanted to learn how, at least if I would get into a situation again, I could deal out some damage that would give me enough time to run away. But that was always kind of my thought process, and therefore I always was somewhat working out on a regular basis. And then slowly I kind of incorporated more of these daily workout routines, jump ropes, kettlebell, push-ups, sit-ups, and stuff like that. And I always wanted to try to maintain my cardio and my fitness level to do these martial arts things, especially during sparring. Having good cardio really helps your thinking capabilities while you're sparring. But the older I get, the more I also kind of inform myself about, okay, what is happening with your body the older you get. And one of the things is muscle loss, which is one of the reasons why I take creatine and I work out. And even though I'm here in the hotel, I have my small little workout routine that I can do in a tiny space or a limited space. And I try to stay, as I've seen in one of these videos, as capable. And I kind of want to elaborate on this train of thought a little bit more, because that person in that video said, okay, if you don't maintain a capable body or maintain a specific level of fitness, you are egoistic and somewhat not considerate of your family. And the again, I want to kind of, I don't remember everything, and I don't want to kind of butcher what that person was saying. But I kind of agree on that. Let's go to the example. So that person not only was not able to lift their bag into the overhead compartment, but because that person had so much trouble with that, that person almost dropped the whole case on the head of someone else, which is very dangerous. More importantly, a couple of other people had to stand up and help, which is great. I mean, if you can, definitely help. But I feel like if that person that was basically the same age as I am would have been a little bit more in shape, that person would have been able to lift that thing easier, and more importantly would not endanger the person that was sitting underneath and wouldn't have had to occupy the energy and time of the other people. So that's the first thing where I believe, oh, that could have been handled a little bit better, or in that case it would have been great not to overpack your luggage. Then maybe at least you could have lifted that, and to at least be able to, I don't know, the way it looked, it was definitely over the weight limit of carry-on, which is 8 kilograms. But still, that couldn't have been more than 10, 12 kilograms maybe. I don't know what that person had in his luggage. Next thing is, the older you get, I feel like I also see a couple of parents where I'm thinking, if you would keep up in shape a little bit better, you would now be able to at least play with your kids. I see it so many times that the parents aren't in physical shape to run around with their kids on the playground, or to lift up their kids without the fear of, that very cliche groan when people lift something up that's like, oh, like that, like that. And if I had a kid, I would want to be able to pick up my kid as long as possible. And more importantly, and I think this is what it comes down to, not only being capable or maintaining a specific level of fitness also means less injury. And I do see it a lot with people saying, oh, my back hurts, I injured my knee, or whatever it might be. And I can just say from my own experience, I once had a knee injury, and because I didn't train my knee enough, now it's in a really good state because I built muscle around the knee. But when I injured my knee, I wasn't able to walk our dogs. So everything in that period of time, when we had 2 dogs, my wife had to kind of do all of the dog walks, and that was obviously taking a lot of time out of her day, because usually we split that up into 2 people. And when we had 2 dogs, because the age difference was that high between those 2 dogs, we had to walk them pretty much separately. So she had a lot of walks to do when I was injured, and I felt really bad. And that's where it comes down to a little bit, when you don't maintain your body and you risk injury, you basically aren't considerate of the time. I mean, this sounds very harsh, but if you break it down very, if you oversimplify it, you basically occupy and waste the energy and time of everyone around you, and basically your family. And that really struck a nerve with me when I heard that, and I was like, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, especially the older you get. And I see it with other family members who are getting very old, them risking their bodies and not maintaining their bodies. Yes, the older you get, the harder it gets. But I do feel like you now are risking your health to the capacity that everyone around you worries. And as soon as you get hurt, which unfortunately happened once, people need to take care of that person, which is normal, obviously, and family, you kind of take care of everyone around you. But I feel like you should do your part either to maintain your body as long as you can, or your physique, and you're keeping yourself as capable as possible. And then once that is not possible, you should also try to limit the risks of yourself as much as possible. So yeah, you don't worry the people around you, and if you get hurt, don't unnecessarily. I mean, there is always the potential of getting hurt, accidents, stuff. I'm not talking about those things, but for example, if you, I don't know, if you know you have a weak back because you never took care of it, and then you do garden work and you lift like heavy bags of earth while you're gardening, although you just know you're not capable of doing that, and then you hurt your back, that is irresponsible. Again, if you maintained your health and your muscles, which reduce in age, then obviously that's not necessarily an unnecessary risk. But I'm really talking about those situations where, yeah, you haven't maintained your body and your capabilities, and then you're still doing stuff that you just can't do, actually. Then you're risking something, an injury that is unnecessary. I don't know if this train of thought really made sense the way I talked about it, but yeah, let me know your comments. And again, it's not about me being here like a gym bro and go lift and stuff like that. And I think it's not. I'm not going to the gym. I'm doing my stuff here at home or now in a hotel. Push-ups, sit-ups, burpees, jumping jacks, squats without any equipment. When I'm at home, I do jump ropes and a kettlebell. And not long. It's only like 10 to 20 minutes training every day, just to maintain a good level of health and not necessarily of fitness. I'm not here to train for looks. I'm training because I want to stay as capable as possible. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Again, what are your thoughts about this? Comment below, and maybe check out my video from yesterday up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.